Hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel, Be the Little Light. My name is Brittany, and today I'm so excited to sit down with you and pull the collective energy and see what's going on with the collective. And let's just get into this. So, I trust that this message will find you in divine timing, and I trust that this will serve as confirmation for what you already know within yourself. I thank your guides and my guides and all that is. So, the energy that I'm getting with the collective is this energy of rising above a situation. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. You're rising above some type of situation. What I was getting with this is like being the bigger person, rising above a situation, not feeling like you need to match someone's energy. It's like maybe once you may have come from a very reactive space, and it's having that pause before you speak, pause before you make your next move. This is at the time that I'm filming this, even though this is a timeless message, we are closing out Aries season. And so I feel like Aries season has been very fiery by nature, and it's really illuminated the tension that's already been there, but it's been that ripe recipe for like full explosion. It's like if someone lit a match in a room full of helium, I think. I'm not a chemist, I'm not a scientist, don't quote me on that, but that's how I'm seeing it, is like the air where it's just ripe for just the right wrong condition to set things off and into blaze. And I feel like we're starting to transition out of this energy. You may have felt a lot of anger rise within you, within situations, and maybe you have felt a lot more angry than you naturally are used to being. And I feel like, again, it had everything to do with that energy that we were in and what we are moving out of. I feel like you are really recognizing the power of you reclaiming your identity, reclaiming the archetype. So it's shifting out of this victim mentality and seeing yourself as a survivor and a thriver. You can look back at any past situation, whether this is deep-rooted trauma or whether this was just an undesirable situation that left you feeling like with a bitter, sour taste in your mouth. Instead of looking at that situation as, these people did this to me, they wronged me, it's not fair, I was disadvantaged, removing yourself out of that space and allowing yourself to see yourself as someone that is literally choosing to rise above the situation, be the bigger person, observe and not absorb. And I feel that the more that you shift your identity and your archetype out of the victim mentality and seeing yourself as a manifester, as a creator, a curator, seeing yourself as a survivor, it's really strongly coming through. It allows you to focus and get more signs and signals and synchronicities of what's actually the right space for you. Who are the right people? What's the right environment? What are the right action steps? And what I was getting was, by you clearing and removing yourself from these undesirable energies, it's allowing you to be more receptive and see the things that have always been there. But when you were in these spaces and places and interacting with these energies that were not receptive to you, it was really clouding your judgment of what was always in your field. And by you shifting your identity, moving out of these spaces and these places, it allows you to see these opportunities that are actually there, these connections, these people, these situations that want to have an equal reciprocity exchange with you. um, I was getting, with all of this, there's definitely like cutting karmic ties. Again, my messages are always divinely timed, um, and they're timeless. But I've been saying for the last several videos that I've been noticing that they're piggybacking off of the previous reading. So the previous reading, I always get it mixed up, but the previous reading, I'm gonna put the link right there. Hopefully I get it right this time. Oh my god, cross my fingers. I'll put the previous reading right here because it really piggybacks off of this whole ending contracts, closing out contracts, null and void, seeing this no longer resonates. And at a place in time it did, or at a place in time we had an agreement to play out these roles and these experiences in each other's lives. However, those contracts are now null and void. You have learned the max that you could have learned and gained from a situation. And now it's like cutting your losses. Cut your ties, cut your losses, move on to the next adventure that actually has more opportunities for you to actually grow from, learn from, acquire new knowledge. This is a confirmation that you are divinely guided, divinely protected, and that the sword of truth, it's giving that archangel divine protection energy of anything that is not aligned has to go. Anything that is not aligned, severed, cut, tied. And these can be affirmations that you say in your life, in your day to day, whatever is in my highest and greatest good. If this isn't meant to work out, then whatever is in my highest and greatest good, so be it. And really trusting that as much as you want certain specific things to work out, that you can simultaneously have a detached energy, is what I'm seeing. And that allows you to be mutable so you can flow with life's curves and shifts and surprises, and allow you to pop up into new spaces out of seemingly nowhere. But it's all been divinely led and all divinely connected. But because you're allowing yourself to go with the flow, literally, it seems like you're magically just like poof, you magically hopped into a new portal. It's like, wow, how did he even get here? And it has everything to do with your frequency. It has everything to do with your adaptability, and has everything to do with your willingness to be receptive to what's in your best interest. I am also again getting this continuing message of this teacher energy. There's something here that you are here to teach, to lead others in some type of capacity. And I do feel like this likely is attached to what you would consider your soul purpose. This also, and again, even, excuse me, I have a burp trapped here. You can have many, and do have many, multitude of soul purposes. Your purposes in this lifetime, these are things that you agreed that you wanted to learn how to master in this lifetime, that you wanted to learn how to move through and overcome, and a past version of you was not able to. And I was being shown that a soul purpose, for example, could even be your archetype within your family dynamic. Your soul purpose could even be, showing what the new generation of grandparents, for example, can look like down the line versus the previous generations. They did things a very specific way. Everything was very set and kind of it could have been more rigid, and choosing to do things differently with the future generations, and therefore leading by example. That is an example of what a soul purpose, just one soul purpose, could be for you. But I am getting this message of like a return of old information for you, a return of old information, old skills you've had, in a way that helps others by you sharing this knowledge, this wisdom. Um, these could be things that you studied in past lives through priesthood, priestesshood, shamanism, etc. Many different names around many different cultures, but tapping into some type of spiritual, what we would consider mystical teacher, a keeper of knowledge. That's what it is. A keeper of knowledge. You are here to share something in your own unique way that feels resonant and right with you to others. You carry a well of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge in yourself that's meant to be shared and expressed and seen by others. And I do feel like this can bring up a lot of fear within you because of past life experiences, talking persecution. Again, even going into Atlantis, you could have you could have memory stored within your DNA, because all memory is stored within our DNA. So you can have memory stored within your DNA around advancing like you did in Atlantis. And that could bring up unconsciously, that could bring up fears, deep rooted fears within the subconscious that you just may not even have any idea, any aware of. It's this like fear of advancement, a fear of seeing society advance, like with AI, technology, things like that. But the message here is that these times are different. We're walking, we're moving differently in this life. It is not a carbon copy repeat of those past lives, such as the Atlantean times. You were meant to come out and you will not be persecuted in this life. And they want me to touch on how on the modern day, a form of modern day public shaming may not result in the actual perishment of your body, but it's still that taboo stigma of public shaming, which now takes in the form of online shaming, trolls, people having nasty, negative, things and lies and all kinds of stories to say about you, assumptions about you, um, the gang stalking, the shadow banning, all of those things and those energies, those silly energies. There's the acknowledgement that that is present in this modern era. However, these energies cannot stop your shine, and you should not give them that power. They can't. That's the message, is that they cannot stop your shine. So do not give them that power, because ultimately it would be you allowing them to dull your sparkle, to dull your shine. That's how powerful you are. But again, it's coming out of this victim mentality and seeing yourself as the survivor, the thriver, changing that narrative. Maybe once you identified, for example, as a PTSD survivor, as a PTSD, maybe once, we're already shifting the narrative, maybe once you identified as a PTSD victim, and now you identify as a PTSD survivor, shifting that narrative. With that being said, whatever has hurt you in the situation that you are learning how to navigate and move out of, even if it was a heated argument, or even if these are past life traumas, bringing nurturing energy to yourself, tapping in with your body, putting your hand on your heart and on your belly, and checking in with yourself and asking yourself, how are we feeling? And if you notice any tension or uncomfortability in your belly or in your heart space, it's reminding yourself, hey, we're safe. I'm safe. I am provided for. I have everything that I need at all times. This life is different. It's not past life. And your past life could even have been within this life, if you catch what I'm saying. And I think that you do. We are no longer in that situation. Reminding yourself, even if you need to do it all day, every day, we are no longer in that situation. It is safe for us to be seen. It is safe for us to be in our lights. And it's also safe for us to lead and take on these new leadership roles, and allowing ourselves to get comfortable in these new seats where we are taking some type of leadership role. Okay. All right, we're gonna get your final messages here. See it. Thank you. No limitations. No limitations. No. No limitations. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is much for you to share. Did you mother effing hear that last part? There is much for you to share. You're meant to share. You're meant to share. And if you're meant to share, that means you are from a position of sharing. You're in an overflow of abundance, of wealth, of resources, and you're meant to share that with others. Then we have truth. See your light, know your power, have the courage to walk your truth. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And at the bottom here, we have patience. Be patient and allow destiny to unfold at its own pace. I've really been seeing this reoccurring message, like loud blaring from the universe, also speaking to me, because again, like, I am a part of your team. We're a part of the same collective. I'm reading this energy, and even if this isn't making sense to you, but you feel some type of resonance, vibes here between you and I, between the screen, it's because we're part of the same collective. And I genuinely do believe that with every fiber of my being, because it's true. And the message that's been coming over and over and over is, you are not running out of time. Let's drill that into our brains. We are not running out of time. We are not excluded in divine timing. We are not excluded in divine orchestration. Everything that it's meant for us will come at exactly the right time. People, places, things, situations. Nothing that is meant for us will ever pass us by. We're never going to miss the train that was always destined to take us to our next destination. We're never going to miss that train, because the universe has already booked and bought a ticket for us and reserved a seat for us, whether we have any idea of that or not. So trust that. For the final advice. We're going to tap into the Pleiadian energy. Let's go. Final advice, peas. Peas, pretty please. What's the final advice? What's the final advice, peas? Okay, thank you. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so your heart is overflowing with love, baby. You have so much to give, to share. People want to be in your energy. They want to vibe with you because they can just feel your energy, your aura glowing, popping. Okay, you're going to attract, you are attracting all these good things, these good opportunities into your life. Okay, baby? Breath of life. I feel that's reminding us all to breathe. We can breathe. We can take a second. We can take those extra seconds to slow the F down and make sure we are taking full bodied breaths. Full body breaths, babe. And the bottom here, wait, watch. You will know when. You're not missing anything. Everything is happening exactly as it's meant to, right on time, baby. It's the time of the universe. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. As always, I enjoyed sitting here with you. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're not already. Leave me some cool emojis, and I will see you guys next time.